High number one. This was a big man rolling today. I was calling him contract year, Jordan Davis, but now he's extension eligible. I'm sorry, Jordan Davis. The Eagles block a final field goal attempt from the Rams, amongst other catastrophes for Los Angeles on special teams today, to win the game and complete a huge comeback, 33-26 in Philadelphia. A pretty entertaining game, and a game that felt like it was segmented about who had the flow of it throughout. But yeah, Jordan Davis, huge game, had a huge TFL and short yardage, which I thought Greg Olson did a great job of explaining that the Rams should KYP, aka know your personnel, especially when you have a backup guard in there against Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. He also ran down Matthew Stafford for a 0-yard sack, which was probably the most entertaining race of the weekend. And then he had the block, returned the block field goal. He reached a top speed of 18.59 miles an hour. Jordan Davis is listed at 330. I'd reckon he's Snorlax size, about 350, 360. And that's slim Jordan Davis right now. That was the fastest speed reached by an NFL player weighing over 330 pounds since at least 2017. All right, Chuck, where to start with this game? Rams were in control in the first half. Eagles just found their explosive passing game, and it helped them out. But what captured your attention with this game?
I thought this game was over after the first half, because you just usually don't see teams like bounce back when you're that bad on offense. The first half, the Eagles, they ran 22 plays for 33 yards, 1.5 yards per play, minus 0.01 net yards per pass attempt. I mean, it was a total disaster. They had a 9.1% success rate on dropback success rate in the first half, and they punted on 83% of their drives. So. I was really stunned when they started to come back in the second half, because even to come out of the break, the Rams, they scored a touchdown right out of coming out of halftime, and it felt like that might have been a little bit too much, and they were able to kind of swing their way back into. I mean, it was kind of weird because Hurts had a really bad first half where he wasn't seeing the field well, wasn't seem like he was throwing on time, seemed like he was holding on to the ball too long, and then in the second half, I think he just kind of just started throwing it more, because like that's what's kind of frustrating about this Eagles tape. Like when he has these bad games, there's always stuff open downfield. Like as much as people want to complain that, all of a sudden AJ Brown and Devonta Smith aren't getting open. Like, come on now, that's not true. He's like, you just gotta pull the trigger a little bit faster. And today he did. Both those guys had a huge second half and pulled them across at the finish line. And then the ultimate bad beat for people who had Rams plus 3.5 at the end. Jordan Davis.
I'm so happy I'm not a gambler anymore.
Well, because if you're Jordan Davis, you have to run that back. You have to run that back. You never know when you're going to get a runway that clear with the ball in your hands again. And he ran a 4.78 at the combine, so he's got the speed to get there. So, like you said, 18.6 miles per hour. Crazy game. But our friend Ben Solak and some others, they were lamenting that touchdown at the end.
Maybe a little tiny bit of action on it. Yeah, I mean, when you go against the Eagles, and we talk about this, it's just like if they block it, or go against the Rams defense, that if you block it up long enough, you can gash them, especially on the outside. And it felt like it really did feel like the second half. Like at first, there's some AJ Brown targets that definitely felt like, all right, we're appeasing. All right, get the Philly fans off, to get the mutants off our back. Yeah. I say that lovingly.
Get AJ off our back.
By the way, Charles. Get AJ off our back. I also say mutants lovingly. It's a wrestling fan term for Philly fans. So, but no, it was just all these outside targets, and then some of them felt manufactured. But then it was just they spanned them at the end. It was 3rd and 10, 3rd and longs. They started working, and you realize, oh yeah, AJ Brown's like 230, and Emmanuel Forbes is what, 155. It's a heavyweight going against a featherweight, and so just bully them. And that's, I mean, it wasn't just catch, tackle, get pushed out of bounds. It was like catch, run, big explosives. And going into today, they only had 2 explosives on the entire season. And then today they had 5 explosive passes. 38-yarder to AJ Brown, 33-yarder to Goddard, the touchdown, which I thought was a nice one. 16-yarder to Devontae Smith, 25-yarder to Devontae Brown, 23-yarder to AJ Brown. I said Devontae Brown, mix up the names. 25-yard to AJ Brown, sorry. And throwing out Hurts' first year as a starter, this was his 4th worst game in terms of success rate. So it wasn't like they were efficient, but this is what you and I talked about in the preview show. I feel like I've talked about it with Matt, talking about the Eagles offense. It's like they need explosive passes. That's the whole system. It doesn't matter how they get them. I know it's not the most idealistic way to get them, but you have this tank on the outside, and you have Slender Man, Devontae Smith, who's really, I mean, one of the better number twos in the game, one of the best number twos in the game. He could be a 1A, or I'm sorry, a 1B for some teams. And he, just spam it. Just spam it. There's not a lot of teams that can match that corner play. So just run those stop routes, just run those go balls, and it'll work because it'll just pop. I mean, I thought the Rams in the whole first half, they had a great run game plan. They're hitting outside zone left and right, which is something I'm going to keep my eye on with the Eagles team, because this felt like the defense was getting picked on throughout this game. But I mean, they stepped up when they had to. They tightened the screws, and then, I mean, they took advantage of the chances they had. And I thought the Eagles offense just did enough. This is all they had to do. I mean, the Rams had a better success rate, but those big plays matter. You got to score when you get into the red zone. You got to, convert on maybe 4th and 1s, because I think they missed a 4th and 1 and 4th and 2. But yeah, it was just the Eagles pull it out. It just that one felt rough for the Rams, because it just really did feel like they felt like they controlled the whole game.
Yeah, just gotta close though, because when a team has that many good players, I mean, they can get back into it in a hurry like they did in the second half.
Yeah. I'll just finish with that. Yeah, so the Rams finished with a 49% success rate. Eagles finished with a 37% success rate. Usually in 1-to-1 turnover ratio. So usually when you're seeing success rates like that, okay, what does it come down to? Explosives, situational ball, and the Eagles won in those terms. So moving on to high number 2, this was an afternoon game. It felt like the Bears offense was sitting on a performance like this. It really did, even though it doesn't feel that way because they got blown out of the water in week 2. Felt like they collapsed in week 1, or they did collapse in week 1. That was more defense influence. So Caleb Williams and the Bears offense, particularly having a big day against the Cowboys, winning 31-14. I mean, I could just go left and right. Caleb Williams stats: had 298 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, over 10 yards of attempt. I missed my Hail Mary on Thursday by 2 yards. I predicted Caleb would go over 300. I'm not bitter about that whatsoever. Yeah. You will not hear me talk about it 5 more times. What impressed you, though, about Caleb Williams today? I thought this was an excellent performance from him and just the entire offense.
Well, I think for him to be like as good as you and I expect him to be, and as good as we think he is already now, like, you have to beat up the bad defenses. Like, you have to kill them.
Yep.
And he did. Like, that's what you want to see. What someone you think could be like a top flight quarterback do ultimately. And it was fun, man. Because the one play that everyone's been like rewinding, of course, is the flea flicker, where I don't know where DeAndre Swift thought he was. It looked like he thought he was like playing. Right, he thought he was like outside, like on Thanksgiving with his little cousins. Like, oh, catch the ball. Like, no, like, and that ball is 200 hanging up there. And while it's live, I'm like, oh no, like someone's about to catch this and just run in for a touchdown, or Caleb's about to get trucked by some defensive lineman. And then he caught it and flat-footed, just beamed it like 60 yards down the field on a damn rope. And it got to the point where it was crazy because Luther Burden, he's running like, he sees, like, obviously he's wide open, he's running, and then Luther realizes, oh, I have to speed up to catch this ball.
You see the arms start moving a little quicker?
Yeah. And that's crazy because the pitch was late and there wasn't a whole lot of room like for Caleb to step up. Like, that was just pure arm talent.
That's it.
And man, like I just don't know how anyone can be down on someone who can do something like that. It's frankly unbelievable to me. But also today, you had a 0% sack rate for Caleb Williams, even though he was pressured on 31% of his dropbacks. So that's another big room of improvement. I mean, they were firing on offense. And even just like the pass to Cole Kmet for a touchdown, it was wide open, but just how fast he can get the ball onto guys was, just really incredible player. And I hope they can continue to stack like performances like this. Because like you said, they've kind of been sitting on something like this. Because even in the Vikings game in the first to open the season, like there were throws to be made. He just missed them. And then you watch him play today, and you obviously know that he can hit those plays. So it's just about the consistency, because the talent's there. Man, just really good. Really, really good from Caleb today.
It was. And of course, the Cowboys defense caveats, nice mouthwash. But like you said, you got to do it. like we can say like, oh, it's the bad offense or it's a bad defense or it's a good offense, good defense, but it's like still you got to like prove it. You want to feel good about your offense to beat up on bad defenses. So, but I thought it was what you said about not taking a sack. Like that's the thing that like I'm staring at. Like I think that's the harbinger of like this entire team is like the sack rate because that shows that
Yeah.
Caleb's getting the ball out, that they're blocking, that guys are getting open, guys are making plays, guys are winning within the structure of the play. So no sacks, and he only scrambled once. He had 2 design runs, which are really nice that they can sprinkle in. He has a good feel. He's got really good kind of running style. Like he really knows how to because he can get to 20 miles an hour, but he can really set up blocks and then cut up field, which is really handy to have on the outside. I thought today though, not only top of the sacks, but just throwing over the middle. And that's really what I've been staring at. Like, okay, if Ben Johnson can coax him to be comfortable throwing over the middle, like the sky's the limit because he can truly make every throw and he can create. And I think he's better from structure than people think. And that's what we're seeing right now. The throw to Luther Burden before the half, right before that touchdown you talked about, Komet, that entire drive from the Bears and from Caleb was like, yeah, this is kind of what I'm hoping to see. But he hit one to
Yep.
Luther Burden, and it was a high low, a deep high low. You had a 10-yard tie down route, and then Burden's about 20 yards behind it. He was a little tight, it felt like. And Caleb throws it in between 2 guys, but it's
so
on a
crazy.
rope. It's like a line drive.
It's
I
so
thought it was a
crazy.
Soldier Field angle. Like that's why it was messed up on my eyes. But I rewatched it and I was just like, no, that was just an unbelievable rope that he threw 20 something yards in the air in between 3 guys, really 30 something yards in the air. And then I looked it up. This was the most throws he had intermediate in his entire career. Most throws he's had over the middle, or one of the most highest games that he's thrown over the middle. Most he's ever thrown deep over the middle, which is what I want to see. And then between the numbers today, he was 5 of 7, 93 yards, 3 first downs, a touchdown, 153.3 passer rating. It's like that's nice. That's what you want to see out of this. That's why it's so exciting to watch them. 50% dropback success rate. Just a lot of good stuff from Caleb. Got to see more Kyle Monangai in there, which was that's what I want to see too. The running game's a little still frustrating at times, but really good stuff from Caleb and the Bears offense. Any thoughts on the other side of the ball? Any thoughts on the Cowboys? I kind of felt like once CD got hurt, it kind of felt like they slept walk a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They I don't know. They still have some nice moments. I think we just have Dak and pick into. You're going to get some stuff done, but yeah, I just kind of felt like they were out of it once CD got hurt on the jet sweep. So I would imagine that's the last time we see CD do something like that this year. Yeah. Nope.
Turpin,
I'll
get
say
in there,
I'll
buddy.
say
I know, and they had like Edmonds had a couple picks. I know the Cowboys' run game could still get going a little bit, but it's like, I mean, these were 2 not great defenses. Came down to those turnovers. So, the Cowboys are a weird team this year. They just feel like they're a little toothless on defense to maybe make a run or anyway. But I do think the offense will be able to consistently put up points as long as CD's out there because the CD Pickens kind of duo kind of helps make that thing go. Still, the Tyreek Stevenson fumble, forced fumble was one of the weirder plays I've seen in a while. That was a really
I thought he was out of
looking
bounds,
play.
honestly.
I did too. Yeah, just everything happened so bang, bang, bang that like how definitive the ref was. I was like, you guys can't call anything.
Yeah.
They locked that call down. So, all right, we'll move on to high number 3. And this is a trio of 40 burgers that got served throughout the day. The Colts winning 41-20 against the Titans. The Vikings winning 48-10 in a Carson Wentz backup QB special. And Seahawks, I mean, absolutely just spanking the Saints 44-13. From opening snap, dominated that game. This trio of 40 burgers, Charles, which one intrigued you most? Which one had the biggest statement, or did you just kind of chuckled at all 3 of these?
I guess if I had to say which one had the biggest statement, probably the Colts, because like, oh man, like, okay, that's 3 games in a row now.
Keep on churning.
They keep on churning. The Jonathan Hill touchdown run was absolutely electric today.
Yes.
Man, Daniel Jones had another good day. He took no sacks. He had 94.2 QBR. I know the Titans' offense has been terrible, but the Colts' defense stepped up today. Like, I guess we gotta take this somewhat seriously now if you're going to do it 3 games in a row. But I did find the game between the Bengals and the Vikings pretty funny, just because it was just so disorganized. 48-10. Isaiah Rodgers had he had a touchdown where he punched
All
the ball
time
out of
game.
Noah Fant's hand. Just an all time game. He had what 87-yard interception return, and then he had a 66-yard fumble recovery where he punched the ball out and recovered his own fumble, and then returned 66 yards. Um, Jake Browning was terrible. The Bengals were just awful. They couldn't do anything. But man, like to see Carson Wentz come out there and it's like his final stat line looks good, but I promise if you watch that game, that was not the
Did not
Carson
feel
Wentz
good.
old. It did not feel good watching him play that game. Even he had a 34.9 QBR, even though he had 8.7 yards per attempt and 2 touchdowns, only 3 sacks. Like just not playing efficient football in a manner that would get you wins if you had to play them long term. So we'll see what happens with the Vikings moving forward. But you had a funny like destruction game from the defense, and then Jordan Mason got going. So that's something to feel good about after how poorly last Sunday went for you against Atlanta.
Yeah, no, it actually seeing that run game that I was hoping to see getting out there again. Bengals are one of those teams that they're a mouthwash team. I think Christian Darrisaw played today, which is like huge for the Vikings to actually get a left tackle back. They're starting left tackle and a pretty good one, and so that's a big difference. That game was like morbid curiosity game for me. I peeked in and out just a couple times. I was just like, yeah, this is exactly what I was picturing. It's the Arrested Development game, looking into the bag and seeing the dead pigeon. Yeah, that's exactly it's a dead bird. That's exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, just total slop fest. But Isaiah Rodgers, nice game. I thought that was a really nice sign this offseason for the Vikings.
He's had a nice little bounce back since that gambling suspension. Got a Super Bowl ring, got 2 touchdowns today. I mean, things are looking up. Things are looking up for
him. Come on, shoeless Isaiah Rodgers. So shoeless Joe Jackson. That's what we called him. Yeah, he coming back. No, it's doing all right. No, it's no, I thought the Vikings, I mean, shoot, it was just like that's what you wanted their defense to do. I think Harrison Smith played a little bit, so having him back. I noticed they played a lot of 4 DBs base the last couple of weeks. I was going to study it a little bit, but this game doesn't feel like a really fun study to go back. No, just feels like utter domination. No. Like you said, the Colts just keep on churning. The Titans defense isn't they're no slouches. Like that's at least a league average defense to me. And I mean, and then of course the Cam Ward had the pick 6 early, which helps out. But again, I think they've been averaging under 5.5 yards to go on third down. 5.9 yards to go on third down today. And they only went when they get to third down. This is why it's so important to this team. They went 2 of 8, on third down. That's why it's so what's so impressive about what this Colts are doing is like they're just first and second down, just churning it, running the ball, throwing the ball, RPOs, drop back, boots. Different receivers are stepping up. Alec Pierce got hurt, but he had another dunk today. He is going to get so paid this offseason. He just keeps doing this. But then Pittman steps up, then Warren's doing his thing. Warren had a nice block on the Jonathan Taylor run. You lined up at fullback for them. So they're just doing some nice things, and their players are playing well. And then finally, Seahawks game. It was utter domination by the Seahawks defensive line. Whew.
Torrey Horton in the first quarter.
Yeah. They Torrey Horton punt return touchdown, another touchdown. Sam Darnold diced him up a little bit. JSN was running left and right at a deep ball to JSN. Yeah, but that Seahawks, man, their defense. When you're talking about making a bad unit look like a bad unit, it's like the Saints are interesting, but it's not a good unit. So yeah, that's what we're talking about with that Seahawks defense. Anything stand out from that game for you?
I turned it off in the first quarter after the Kenneth Walker touchdown that got to 21-0 because I was like, man, this is done. Like, there's no hope for the Saints coming back here. But even in that first quarter, like they were just on a whole nother level from the Saints, which is again what you want to see from a team when you feel like there's a quality gap from this high, and like basically from the first drive on, it was beat down time for Seattle. So I think they just continue to establish themselves as like a real deal NFC team, and we'll see if the offense can keep stacking good performances to make them feel more like a true contender because the defense is there. This is what good defenses do to bad offenses. They choke them out to submission, and hopefully the offense, like I said, can keep it going.
Yeah, the Seahawks offense had a 71 dropback success rate, 71%. So that's like that's a great formula. All right, if you had to stack the NFC West right now, or rank them, or say who's the favorite, are you sticking with the Seahawks? Because we both had them as our NFC West pick. Are you still sticking with them right now?
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks defense feels like the shortest unit in the division. So I think I'll go with that. Of like the 8 offenses defense, I think the Seahawks defense feels like the shortest bet of all those.
And I think the offense can be average-ish at the very least. So no, I'm sticking with them, but it's a competitive division. The 49ers squeaked out one against the Cardinals. Yeah, I know the Rams should have won that one, but still wide open. The 49ers are 3-0. Just
Yeah.
they find a way. Doesn't matter if everybody gets hurt, they find a way.